he's talking about his method of getting at truth. And ultimately, it's a very empirical and systematic method, right? You take the facts on the ground, you take the going ideas about them, what people tend to think, and from there you build methodically until you can abstract out of them a series of principles. And the Greek word for this is archai. And those principles are kind of like the closest thing that Aristotle gets to like pure ideas, except crucially, he thinks they're always embodied, right? They always have applications. And if you take those pure ideas and you apply them then to your life and you see if they explain the things that happen in your life going forward, this is kind of almost a basic version of the scientific method, that if the theory that you develop out of your observations has predictive power and can actually explain better what's going on around you, then you have done the process right. If it doesn't, if you come up with a theory and then the things that happen to you aren't explained by that theory or confuse you, don't hold on to the theory. Go back to the things that are actually going on around you and revise your idea about the principles. This is crucial, and this is why I get so annoyed with academic theory, right? Is people cling to these descriptions of the world, like gender is a social construct, right? This idea that we just make up our gender, and they derive that from some process of kind of abstract reasoning, and then they insist upon that in the teeth of every available empirical data point, right? Everything that happens, well, a huge proportion of men tend to like sports and action movies. A huge proportion of women tend to, express a degree of happiness with their home life, and with attending to their home life, right? And then gender theorists will just insist that that's not true. They'll make up every possible reason to explain that away because they're not listening to old Uncle Aristotle, right? Aristotle would say, well, you've obviously got the wrong archai, the wrong abstract principles, because when you take them into the world, you get more confused rather than less confused, and more complicated rather than less complicated. So this is the first way in which Aristotle, despite the fact that his books can be very complicated, is actually a very pure, simple, and clear, and even pragmatic thinker.